Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of 10-Minute Marketing. I'm Sonia Crystal Williams with Go Getter Marketing Group today. I'm joined by my colleague, Kylie from Go Getter Marketing Group. Hey, Kylie.
Hi, Sonia.
All right, so we are going to jump into today's topic, which Kylie picked from our bank of questions and things that people ask a lot about. And our topic today is bad reviews. And this is a topic that hits close to home for a lot of businesses because nowadays reviews carry so much weight. We live in this digital world where online marketing and the social media presences of businesses has a huge impact, but nothing also replaces word of mouth marketing. I always like to think about reviews as a hybrid of both. It's something that lives online, but it is kind of, in a sense, word of mouth because it's an opportunity for people to share their thoughts and their opinion, and other people go and look at it, and it makes a huge difference. In fact, I read a statistic recently that said 80% of people trust peer recommendations. So that means if you're selling products and there are reviews on your website about your products, if there are reviews and you sell your products through Amazon, people are going to pay attention to the reviews that other people are writing and saying about your product. Just because you're a service-based business, that doesn't discount or exclude you either. The same thing can happen. There are a ton of services out there like Trustpilot and Yotpo that people use that will handle service-based reviews, and people will find out. If not, if there's no review or if there are no reviews about your business, like, they're gonna find you somewhere, even if that means just doing a simple Google search and finding your business and any Google reviews that might be associated with your company. So monitoring reviews is a huge must. Now, when it comes to kind of handling bad reviews, this is a specific question that comes up a lot. So we came up with a short little checklist of just when you are concerned about reviews, or if you have gotten like your first bad review, and I promise you at some point it's going to happen the larger your business gets, right? It's like the 80-20 rule. There's always going to be a 20% of people that don't like you no matter what you do. So that's okay. We take it for what it's worth. But when it happens, how are you going to handle it? What is the process that you have in place to really safeguard your business and your online reputation when those come rolling in? So we've come up with a checklist on how to handle bad reviews. Kylie, go ahead and read what's on our list.
Okay, our checklist for how to handle bad reviews is number one, take negative reviews seriously. Number two, respond right away. Number three, take the conversation offline. Number four, request reviews be removed if they violate terms. And number five, encourage customer reviews regularly.
Okay, so let's just break down what each of those 5 things mean in the process of handling bad reviews. So number one, take negative reviews seriously. When we think about that, again, the impact that a bad review can have on your business can truly linger, and you don't want that hanging over your head. So number one is just kind of recognizing reviews matter. People pay attention to and trust what other people are saying about products and services. They pay close attention to that. So any negative reviews that might come in through the various places that you might be collecting reviews, whether you know it or not, take it seriously. Don't ignore it. That rolls into number two. Make sure you respond right away. So usually what I'll recommend to companies that are providing some type of service, and I'll give you a great example. For years, we worked with a company that owned a few different dog daycares in our local market here in Atlanta. And occasionally they would get, kind of those bad reviews that would appear on Yelp. And so one thing that we did was came up with a standard response. Here's the response to how we should handle any reviews that come in where someone has been dissatisfied with maybe a service that was provided regarding their dog daycare or boarding. And so think about, what is that standard response? That will give you the ability to respond a lot faster if those bad reviews come in. And remember, these reviews are typically public, so you need to respond right away, and not only to the person that might have put the bad or submitted the bad review, but also to show your audience that you really do care. So respond to those negative reviews right away. An example of a simple response you could come up with, hi, so-and-so, insert their name and address them by their name. I'm so sorry you had this experience with you could insert your company name, you could insert your product name. We'd like to rectify the situation as soon as possible. Are you open to having a conversation with us? Can we call you? Or you could say, can we email you? And what we will typically recommend, especially if it truly is a customer, is look up their contact information. If you have it in your system already, in your CRM, customer relationship management tool, if you already have it in your CRM, reach out to them directly. Take the conversation offline, which is step number 3. Don't go back and forth, because some people will say, okay, yeah, I'd love to talk about it. Please contact me, or please email me. Let's get this straightened out. And then you got some people who are so mad, and for lack of a better term, they're just pissed off. And it doesn't matter what you say, like, it's going to just get ugly if you keep going back and forth with them online. So as soon as you can, take that conversation offline. Again, offer to do a phone call, an email, offer to get into a direct messaging conversation if that's possible. Find a way to get in touch with them, but do it offline. Don't keep the conversation going in the review thread, or else it could get really ugly. Then we'll go to step number 4. Request reviews be removed, especially if they violate terms and conditions. And here's a great example of that. Another type of business we work with a lot are real estate developers. And a great example, we had a client running a development and building out a development in the New Orleans area, and they truly had a troll, or you know, a kind of like a stalker on their page, who would constantly write bad reviews, so much so he started getting his friend to do it. Well, at some point, some of those reviews were unfounded. Some of those reviews also contain bad language, curse words, and so we were able to get those reviews removed. So don't be shy about requesting. In this case, it was on Facebook, but don't be shy about contacting Facebook, Google, wherever those ads appear, and reporting ads, not ads, reporting anytime a review is posted that violates their terms and conditions. If someone is posting and putting curse words, or if they're not truly a customer and you have a way of kind of showcasing that and proving that to Facebook or Google, then that is grounds for that review being removed. So you've got to report it. Typically with Facebook, there is a place when you see that review come in that you can click on to report it. And it could be reported as spam, false information, misleading information. If it's a Google review, you'll have to contact Google, but you would do the same thing. Also submit it or flag it as inappropriate in all cases, and you would be, usually in the green to move forward, and then that review would get taken down eventually. So there are opportunities where that can happen. And number 5, encourage customer reviews regularly. So, you can't get every bad review removed. There are some cases where someone really bought your product or used your service and they were just unsatisfied, and there's nothing you can do to make that go away publicly. What you can do, however, is kind of work on the flip side to that, and just really constantly encourage your customers to actually write reviews to your business on a regular basis. Now, Kylie, I know you and I have talked about some ways that businesses can do that. What are some ways you would recommend that people reach out to customers?
I would recommend reaching out to them on not only the CRM, but on, you can talk on social media and be like, hey, we hear you and we want to make things better, and here's how we're making things better. You can market those improvements and turn reviews into a positive, even when they're not great on the face of it.
Exactly. It's like looking for a way to turn a negative to a positive. And I'll tell you, we see this happen really a lot. If you ever go on an app store like Google Play or in the iTunes App Store, if you ever paid attention, like there are constant updates made to apps, and apps get reviews, right? Apps that we use every day on our telephones. And so one of the biggest reasons why apps are constantly making improvements is because they get feedback through those reviews from the base of people who are making those downloads. You know, you'll see some of those apps that have literally hundreds of thousands and millions of downloads, and they have to look for ways to constantly improve their app, make enhancements to it. You know, Zoom is all the buzz right now. And I was just sharing with Kylie as we actually got on our podcast and had one of our meetings, I went to hit record and I noticed that they moved the record button to a place that was just way easier to access, right? And that probably came as a result of them getting tons of customer feedback. Some of that feedback might have been private, some of it might have been public. So the point here being, turn those negatives into positives by simply asking your customer base for reviews and then looking for ways to market the improvements that you made. And then just remember, the more positive reviews you get, the more it's going to start to push down any negative reviews you might have gotten over time that just can't be removed. All right, so that's all we've got for you all today. Thanks for listening in. Definitely drop us a line, you know, comment on our social media. You can find us across social media at Go Getter Group on Instagram. You can find us Go Getter Marketing on Facebook. Drop us a line. Let us know any questions you have that we can cover in a future podcast or any other topics you want to hear about. And until then, thanks so much for listening. Again, check us out at gogettergroup.com or on my personal blog at soniacrystal.com. Thanks, y'all. Bye.